ready to be done. Speaking of done, let's get started with the definition of done. It's not too difficult to get going, but there's a bit of a recipe. You need to ask the right questions, you need to document your findings, and then you need to keep the definition of done updated. So let's start with the questions. What's the context for your product? This is going to be important, otherwise we won't know what the expectations are. Context. This includes, what does the marketplace look like? What is your industry? What is your competition? How about the stakeholders within your company? How about those who have invested in the product? And even most importantly, the customers who are using your product. These are just a handful of things that help us define the context for where our product lives. This will help us with the next question. What's the baseline expectation, that level of quality that's expected for your product when you say your product is done? We have to establish a common understanding for what done means, and this is why your definition of done is so important. The third question that's going to be vital to your definition of done is, how can we achieve that level of standard each and every sprint? This isn't just a reference point in which we can see where we mismatch all the time. This is a target for every single deliverable. What does done look like? How can we as a team achieve this every single sprint? Sometimes it looks like tools, processes, various resources, some documentation that may be mandatory in order for us to be able to achieve these results. Could be a certain kind of onboarding. That list will be different depending upon your team. Write those things down. These expectations with these requirements to be able to achieve those expectations, both together form your definition of done. However, we're still not done yet. What? We have the definition of done. I thought that was it. Well, it's one more part. As you discover new changes or updates to the context or expectations, then update the definition of done. Do this during the sprint retrospective. It's one opportunity every sprint to evaluate the previous sprint, to evaluate changes to the context and expectations, and effective ways to achieve done. If you do those three things, you'll do more than get started. You will have built a foundation on which you can continue to build upon. So that's it. That's how you get started. Ask the right questions, document it, and then keep the definition of done updated.